What's going on? Luke from USA Carry here. In this video, we're doing a breakdown of a defensive gun use incident that took place last month in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A man had to draw his pistol to defend himself from being robbed while watering his front lawn. And while this incident only lasted about 22 seconds, there are a few things we can learn from it. If you're new to the channel, I do firearms and gear reviews, defensive gun use breakdowns, and other concealed carry related videos. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video when I'll announce the details of our new giveaway. Now let's get to the video. So this incident occurred on January 24th, 2019 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Going by the timestamp on the video, it looks like it's 8:43 p.m. And the homeowner seems to be watering his lawn when a couple of robbery suspects attempt to rob him. So the video comes from a Ring doorbell camera, and I'll go ahead and play the clip in its entirety, and then we'll take a closer look and zoom in on a few things. And I'll go ahead and speed it up from here. And that's the end of the incident. As you notice, there's a lot of noise in the clip and it's kind of hard to hear what they're saying, but I did run it through a noise reduction filter. And one of the main things I noticed is something you can hear at the very beginning of the video, which I didn't notice before. So it sounds like you can hear somebody saying, "Give me your money." When I first looked at this, I was wondering what happened to make him throw the hose down and pull his gun, because it looks like they're just standing around. But now you can hear somebody did say, "Give me your money." So let's zoom in and take a closer look at what's going on. So the first thing I notice is that these two suspects are very close to the homeowner. First, I thought the person on the left was a female, but I'm not exactly sure because after zooming in and watching it a few times, it looks like they have a bag over their head. But there was a female suspect that was not found, so it could be a woman, but I'm just not sure. Another thing I'll point out is this guy's open carrying, so he's got his gun on his hip, and you would think the robbery suspect could see that at this point, but maybe he just doesn't care. So someone says, "Give me your money," and the homeowner decides to drop the hose and draw his pistol. Now, right as he drops the hose, it looks like the person on his left pulls something out of their pockets. I looked at this over and over a few times, and I can't really tell what it is. And as he's drawing, that person just bolts. They're gone. And at one point, it looks like there's something in their hand, but I can't really tell. And then the next and most obvious thing is the homeowner tries to draw his pistol. He pulls on it a few times. And then when he finally gets it out, the holster's attached to it. So then he's advancing, throws the holster to the ground, and then gets the other hand back on his pistol. It sounds like the homeowner says, "Stop or I'll shoot." And then it sounds as if the suspect says, "Go ahead and shoot," as he's walking off. Now, as the suspect is getting into the car, the homeowner advances toward him. They drive off, and that's when he decides to raise his gun. Now, when I saw this the first time, I'm thinking, oh no, don't shoot at them as they're fleeing, right? Luckily, he doesn't shoot. And then it seems like he puts his gun underneath his left arm, grabs his phone out of his pocket, and I assume he is now calling the police. And that's where this incident ends. We learned a little bit more about this in a follow-up story. There was a total of 4 suspects, and they had performed a couple of armed robberies earlier that night. One of them was shot by another homeowner, but I'm not sure if that happened before or after this incident. But we do only see 3 suspects in this one. 2 trying to rob him and 1 in the getaway car. So let's go over some things we can learn from this video. The most obvious one is get a quality holster. This guy struggled drawing his pistol, and then it came out with the holster on it. It took him about 6 seconds to draw, pull the holster off, and get 2 hands back on the grip. And if one of those criminals had a gun, that could have provided them just enough time to get a round off, and this could have turned out a lot worse for the homeowner. And as far as talking about quality holsters, you obviously want a holster that will stay where it is when you draw your pistol, not come out on the pistol. And lately I've been using either metal clips or belt loops. So these here are some discrete carry clips I've put on this Henry holsters, appendix carry holster for my Glock 19. Once this is set in place, it is not going anywhere. These clips are super strong and they hold onto the belt or material and the holster stays put. Now for my Glock 43, I'm using a Dark Star Gear holster that has a single clip, but it also has that same clip in the middle. Now I've used this with running shorts and my jiu-jitsu gi, and I'm able to draw this every time and the holster stays put. And then these right here are belt loops. At first I wasn't sure how I was gonna like the belt loops, but as long as I'm going to be wearing my pistol for a long period of time, I don't mind the belt loops. And these belt loops are super secure. By the way, this is a Spotlight holster from Filster Holsters. And another thing you want in a pistol is to be able to reholster it after you draw it or use your pistol. So you don't want a holster that's fabric and will fold over. You want something that retains its shape and won't move. Now this holster came off while this guy was drawing, so he couldn't even reholster. He had to put his gun under his other arm and use his phone. Not too secure. So a second thing we can learn is, you saw how close those guys were to this homeowner? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't let anybody I don't know get that close to me. That one person was maybe 2 or 3 feet away from him. When he saw them approaching him, he should have been backing up, taking a defensive stance, telling them to stop, don't come any closer. This could have been a good situation to have some pepper spray on hand. Pepper spray is cheap, it's easy to carry. I keep some on my keychain, and it's a non-lethal tool that you can use in situations that don't call for drawing your pistol. The third thing I noticed is he's following the criminal as he's going to his car. There's no need to follow the criminal, he's fleeing. And on top of that, he decides to raise his gun as they're driving off. You definitely don't want to be taking shots at a car that's fleeing. I'm sure his emotions got the best of him, but you need to keep him under control in situations like this. Again, don't chase fleeing criminals. We learned about this in the first gun use breakdown we did about the woman in Walmart. I'll link that up here. Number 4, always carry. I just did a video on this, which I'll link up here. But again, always carry your gun as long as you're legally allowed to. I know a lot of people don't carry a gun at home, but this guy was just watering his front yard and he was carrying. Good for him. Now, open carry is legal in Oklahoma as long as you have a handgun license from Oklahoma, a license or permit from any other state, or if you reside in a state that has constitutional carry. And everyone has their own opinions on open carry versus concealed carry, but at least this guy had a gun on him this time. Number 5, security cameras. It's always good to have security cameras in and around your home. This guy had a Ring doorbell, which caught the incident on camera. I believe that helped the police identify the car and the suspects, which they apprehended 3 later. Some of these cameras are super easy to set up. I have an August doorbell camera that's similar to this Ring doorbell. And I'm also looking at setting up some other cameras around the house. I haven't decided on a certain system yet, so if any of you have any suggestions, hit me up in the comments below. I do have ADT, but I'm looking at switching that out possibly. And 6, having some legal protection. Having a lawyer in place you're gonna call when incidents like this take place, or possibly having CCW coverage like USCCA offers. We are an affiliate of theirs, and if you're interested, you can check out them in the link in the description. But I did read that the homeowner that shot one of the suspects was arrested. Apparently, he refused to give police a statement, and he was arrested on a complaint of shooting with the intent to kill. The police did say there's a chance he used justified force and the judge may drop the charge. But it just goes to show you that sometimes the good guys go to jail as well. And that's why I'm a member of the USCCA, so I have that protection in case something like that happens. Now, would he have been justified in shooting the suspects? I'm pretty sure Castle Doctrine doesn't pertain to this because he was outside of his home. I've read that defendants have attempted to use Castle Doctrine to defend their use of force in their front lawns, but it's been rejected by the courts, saying that Castle Doctrine pertains to inside of the home only. Now in Oklahoma, the law says citizens are allowed to use force against an assailant to prevent injury or harm to themselves or another person. This law also provides you the right to protect your property from trespass, so long as the force or violence is used proportional to the threat. Now, it's unclear if any of the criminals had weapons. It did look like the person on his left had something in their pocket, but this looks to be like an older man with 2 criminals surrounding him, a third one in the getaway car, and they're demanding him to give up his money. So would he have been justified in shooting in fear of harm or injury? I would lean toward yes if it was up to me. And lastly, you can see just how quick these situations can unfold. In total, you can see it was about 22 seconds. So it's important always to stay in the right mindset, keep your head on a swivel, and stay situationally aware, even when you're just watering your front lawn. All right, now let's get to the giveaways. So the person that won the gear bag that I mentioned in the last video is AF. I'll go ahead and reply to your comment to let you know you won. And continuing the bag giveaways, I've got these Maxpedition slings. I've got a few of these to give away. and we'll do the same thing as last time. Leave a comment below. And if you like this video, click on the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and hit the bell to be notified of new videos. You can also sign up for our mailing list. Link is in the description or here. We'll notify you about new videos and articles on usacarry.com. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.